Hi, I'm just some guy. Recently, my wife and I visited a city recognized as the birthplace of the United States and a symbol for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's also a city famous for its delicious food and exceptional art scene. It is none other than the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. We stayed at the Lowe's Hotel, which is on Market Street, right in the heart of Center City. Shortly after checking in, we had our first opportunity to explore our surroundings, and our first impression of Philadelphia was a positive one. There is a wonderful mix of modern skyscrapers, historic buildings and churches, and some beautiful examples of fine architecture, with structures such as the Masonic Temple and the City Hall building. Love Park and the famous Love sculpture are the gateway to Philly's version of the Champs-Élysées, the Ben Franklin Parkway. The Ben Franklin Parkway stretches all the way to the iconic Philadelphia Museum of Art. This is just one of dozens of museums that line the parkway, in addition to several other museums the city has to offer. Famous Rocky Steps and the now permanent Rocky statue at the base of the museum are popular cheesy photo ops for tourists and Rocky fans like me. But the museum itself is the real attraction, which houses an impressive collection of art which includes works from Picasso, Monet, Van Gogh, and numerous other notable artists. The $30 entry ticket also includes admission to the Rodin Museum, also located on the Parkway. It's not just the museums where Philadelphia's art scene can be appreciated. There are magnificent murals and splendid sculptures in every corner of the city, free for everyone's enjoyment. The Philadelphia food scene is more than just soft pretzels and cheesesteaks. That said, you can't talk about food in Philly and not mention cheesesteaks. There is no consensus on the best cheesesteak, and it really depends on each person's preference and variety. For me, because I'm partial to provolone cheese and mushrooms, I thought I'd depart from my norm and try some of the other varieties. The first was the Philly Special at Shays. Shays is a newer place near Logan Square. This was made with minced steak, Cooper cheese, horseradish, and black garlic on sesame seed bread. The next was Woodrow's on South Street. This one is served on an Amoroso roll and contains shaved ribeye, truffle cheese whiz, cherry pepper mayo, and caramelized onions. The last was Gino's Whiz Wit, which features slices of ribeye steak, cheese whiz and onions, and served on an Italian roll. I also added some pickled peppers for an extra kick. I won't tell you which one was my favorite, but I will say each one had its own unique style and flavor. Perhaps even better than the cheesesteaks was the roast pork sandwich I had from Dinick's in Reading Terminal Market. More on that in a moment. This massive sandwich was loaded with juicy roast pork, topped with rapini, provolone, and onions, and the bread was phenomenal. Our hotel was a block away from Reading Terminal Market, and this place is like a foodie heaven on earth, with vendors selling everything from soft pretzels to cheesesteaks to baked goods and dishes from all over the world. We frequented the market on a daily basis and kept coming back for more. Finally, the restaurant scene in Philadelphia was, much to my surprise, top-notch. I have to say, we thoroughly enjoyed every restaurant where we enjoyed a meal. Shout out to Oloroso Tapas Restaurant, The Love near Rittenhouse Square, and My Loop, which is run by a well-known and fellow Canadian chef, Alex Kemp. As a lifelong fan of the Dallas Cowboys, I had some preconceived notions about people from Philadelphia. After all, this is the place where Eagle fans are known for throwing snowballs at Santa Claus. But I must confess that I was blown away with how unbelievably friendly and courteous the people were everywhere we went. Whether a server at a restaurant, a stranger passing us by, or even someone down on their luck living on the streets, the people were just wonderful to engage with. Philadelphia is well known for its historical significance. Once the capital of the United States, it's where the U.S. Declaration of Independence and the Constitution were written and signed, and it was the meeting place for the first Constitutional Congress of the United States. The setting for the majority of these events was the building that has since adopted the name Independence Hall. You can learn about these events by booking a free tour there. The Liberty Bell, a symbol of independence and freedom for Americans and people all over the world, has its own separate museum that is also free to visit. There are numerous other important buildings and museums located in Old City in the areas surrounding Independence Mall. Also, within a few blocks is the oldest continuously inhabited street in the United States, Alfred's Alley. Here, you can visit the museum, take photos, and still get to see regular folks picking up their Uber Eats orders from the doorsteps of this living piece of history. A city as old as Philadelphia has a unique charm and character that you don't find in every city. Philly definitely has that British colonial feel to it, with a slight Parisian twist. A few areas in particular really stand out to me in terms of their character. My wife and I both agreed that our favorite walk during our trip was the walk through the picturesque neighborhoods of the Old City and Society Hill. These areas are lined with cobblestone streets and 18th century architecture that is beautifully upkept. Another popular area is that surrounding Rittenhouse Square. Here, you will find streets lined with shops and restaurants and luxurious brownstone-style homes. Midtown Village and the Washington Square West are also great areas for shops and restaurants. Philadelphia is full of fun things to do that are completely free of charge. If you ask me, I'd say it's definitely worth a visit. But then again, I'm just some guy.